Trying to connect. Okay, it was hello. Hi, Sandra Pollock here, and it is Friday, so it is a day to reflect on your week and to really pinpoint those things that you are really happy and thankful for. So you caught me talking to myself because the camera, Facebook, was just telling me that it was trying to connect me and couldn't connect. But it looks as though I'm connected now. So I shall, start on our way. How are you? How has your week been? And what type of week have you had? Has it been to your liking? Have there been things that have gone really well for you that you're pleased about? Or have there been things that have been just a bit challenging and that you've had to work a little bit more on? We all have all sorts of weeks, but whatever week we've had, it is great to be able to stop and to reflect and to think about how your week has been. So I have some joiners. Thank you, Mariana and Rekha. Thank you for joining me. Great to have you on board. Oh, dear. Oops. Now, what you can see is that my phone just fell out of its holder, and I'm going to try to fit it back in whilst I speak to you. Now, isn't this amazing when you think that all sorts of things could happen in your day, in your life, whilst you're doing something, and what you have to do is to just deal with it, just to take it in your stride, and not really worry about it too much. And we have Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Lovely to have you join me. So every Friday, I get on this Facebook Live thing and I reflect on the week. And in doing so, I encourage you to reflect on your week as well. How's your week been? And to pull out of your week those things that you're grateful for. Now, before I do this, I usually write a list. I do a thankful and a gratitude list every day anyhow. So before I start on a Friday morning, which is usually the reflection and gratitude talks, I sit and I write a list. So I do have a list. And, it's not about just looking for the big things. It's the small things sometimes that we tend to overlook, take for granted. But in stopping and giving thanks for those small things, that help us to realize that actually we are blessed. We are blessed beyond what we sometimes recognize. The things that we take for granted, we should give thanks for, because it's those little things that, if we think about it, shows us that we are actually living in a place of abundance. We have food, we have shelter, we have warmth, we have clothing. Those things we take for granted. We have fresh, clean water. We have the ability, most of us, to warm our water so we can have a hot bath or a hot shower. Those are things that shows us the abundance that we exist within, because there are places in the world where people don't have those things. And recognizing our abundance allows the opportunity for more abundance to come. You know what I always say? What you focus on, you get. So if you're focusing on how much you have already, then that will open the door to allowing other things to come to you as you recognize them. So I'm looking here at my list. I'm just going to pull out some of the things about this week. So one of the things about this week that I am grateful for is the amount of opportunities that I have in my own life to grow. And we all have that. There's so much proliferation of information on the internet, on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the other places that we tend to look, YouTube, all of these places. And one of the things that I do is every day, I do one thing that helps me to grow. One thing that will help me either to grow in terms of how I run my life, how I live my life, the decisions I make, or how I'm going to grow my business, or how I'm going to grow my creativity. So I do one thing. That could be read, it could be watch a YouTube, listen to someone's video or audio or something like that. So I do one thing a day. Sometimes I do more than one, but there's a minimum of one thing. So I am really grateful for the immense amount of information that I have come across this particular week that has helped me to grow. Or sometimes it's just a refresher that's helped me to think about what I'm doing from a different point of view, or appreciate what I have, or to learn and to grow. So I'm really glad and thankful for the immense amount of information and opportunities that I have to grow. The other thing that I'm really thankful for this week is music. Now, hands up, anybody who doesn't like music. I love music. And some of you know, I've shared a couple of times that I do a radio program on a Monday afternoon. And I spend quite a bit of time picking the music, the tunes, the tracks that I want to play. And usually they have a meaning, or they take me back to a time, or I just like the way the composition's been put together, the words, the music, how they flow. But I love a wide range of music, from classical to reggae, calypso, soul, jazz, you name it. And I just love and appreciate the skills and the talents of other people that can bring me joy by listening to the different types of music. So, in my car as I'm traveling, I have some music playing and I'm singing away. Top of my lungs most of the time, but I enjoy it, and music makes me feel good. And many years I haven't sung myself. I used to sing when I was younger, and I haven't done that for a while. But I can still appreciate the awesomeness of the music and songs, and, as I said, the compositions of things put together. So I want to thank the universe, whatever title you want to put there, for the ability to hear the music, the ability to feel it, the ability to appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you musicians and singers and writers out there who are doing what you do so well, and you're making me happy. So thank you so much for that. The other thing I want to give thanks for this week is, appreciating other people's achievements. And I hang out with some awesome people who are good at what they do. But this week I want to reflect on someone a little bit closer to home. And this is my dear, lovely, wonderful husband, Mike, who has been doing the job that he does for 30 years. Can you imagine? I personally can't imagine doing anything for 30 years. But he was recognized this week and last week for being, 30 years at the same business and providing a great service. And I just want to big him up at the moment and say, I'm so proud of you and well done. And to say that to recognize people for what they're doing is a hugely important thing. So, that's good for his business as well. And I'm just going to read some notes that I've got here that I put to myself. In particular this week, I want to give thanks for my husband, who's celebrating receiving acknowledgement and recognition for 30 years of service with the company he works. I'm very proud of him, and 30 years is quite an achievement. And it is a testament to his persistence, his loyalty, and his commitment. So I want to give thanks to having an example in my husband, for someone who is that committed, that he, sticks with something and has done for quite so long. And he loves the job he does. And I think it's great that if you can do a job that you enjoy and that you get paid for, then, that's awesome. So I want to say thank you to him. And, that just shows he's committed to me. He's just absolutely wonderful. I always say he is the rock and I'm the butterfly. I flutter around, and it's wonderful because having him in my life allows me to be me. So I want to give thanks for him and to celebrate with him his great achievement. So hi, Dimple. Thank you for joining me. Great to have you on board as well. So I also want to share something, an aha moment that I had this morning. As a bit of an aha as well as a refresher, but there was quite a bit of aha in a moment, and I was meditating this morning, and part of my meditation I was thinking about abundance. and what abundance is. And a part of that came from some of the stuff that I was watching yesterday around abundance. And there's a film out at the moment, The Abundance Factor. If you've not seen it, there are links around on Facebook and stuff. And I've seen it a couple times, but sometimes something doesn't click with you, and then all of a sudden it does. And that's what happened yesterday. So I thought, oh, let me watch this. And there were quite a few aha moments in it, but it got me thinking about abundance and what is abundance. And a lot of the people on that video or film, moving is the word I guess these days, was saying that, that you have to be in the vibration of abundance. So you have to be abundant. So how do you be abundant? And what touched me as I was thinking this morning was it's about how you see yourself. So if you don't see yourself in a position of abundance, then clearly you're not in abundance. And it is about that expectation. And it's about believing that you're worthy of abundance. And abundance clearly can be lots of different things to lots of different people. And that is okay. There is no right or wrong. But it's about understanding what abundance is for you. So this morning, it took me, as I was thinking about it, I had a thought. My mind went back to when I was watching this movie yesterday, and at the bottom of most of these things nowadays, and I say it often, share. If this has been beneficial to you, if you like it, share it on. And I remember reading that and not sharing it on. I remember thinking, yeah, this has been beneficial, but I didn't share it on. So I needed to check with myself as to why did I not share it on. And then I felt a resistance within myself emotionally. And I thought, well, what is that resistance? What does it mean? What's that about? And one of the other things, it's important that we connect with our feelings and not be afraid of our feelings, because our feelings are there to give us a message, to tell us something, maybe something that we can change about ourselves. So I sort of delved into that myself, and I realized that I had to be honest with myself and to my thinking about why I didn't share something that was really valuable and beneficial to me. And I tracked back, and I'd have to admit to this. I thought, well, maybe I didn't share it on because I don't believe, although I talk about abundance, I don't believe there is abundance. Stay with me, I'll explain. It's not that I don't believe that there's abundance, but the point is maybe I don't believe that there is enough to go around. So in one part you think, yes, there's abundance, but really deep down, maybe sometimes we don't do things like sharing something that's been really beneficial to us because we think, well, if that person succeeds, then maybe there's not enough for me to succeed. So that is coming from a position of lack and not abundance. If you believe that there is enough out there, then sharing something on for somebody else's benefit wouldn't be a problem. So I really had to ask myself that question and analyze what is my true thinking about abundance, and admit that in some areas of my life I'm working okay with that, but in other areas, maybe when it comes to my business, that I need to improve on my view of abundance, and I need to admit to myself that where sometimes I'm coming from is a place of lack. And then there was another step which is also equally as important. As I was going that's that I shared with you that I felt a resistance, and that resistance is a block. And what I realized that resistance is a block to my own abundance. So I'm not really stopping anybody else from being abundant. I'm stopping my own abundance by that block, that belief that there isn't enough is actually like a plug in the gap to my own abundance, which I have to unplug, free up, so that the energy of abundance can flow. So this goes back to what we give. So if I don't believe there is enough, so I don't give in a way of sharing. When you share somebody else's stuff, you are giving to them, but also in giving, we pass something on, and therefore we leave a space for something new to come to us. So by not passing on, I am hindering, blocking, stopping the flow of abundance in my own life. I'm plugging, stopping, building a wall to the flow of energy, of the energy of abundance in my own life. I'm really not stopping the other person from succeeding. I'm only affecting myself. So realizing that I need to be more open about my thoughts around abundance, and to give more, and to be grateful that I have the opportunity to give to others. And in doing that, I allow more abundance, the energy of abundance, to flow in and out and through my life. So that was quite a deep aha moment for me this morning. And so I thought, I hope that's okay. I thought I'd share it with you because that may help you in looking at areas of your life. So if there are areas of your life that you want more of, see and analyze how you're actually thinking deep down, when that place where you're not sharing with anybody else. See if there's any resistance that you feel, and then ask yourself, what is that resistance telling me? That resistance is not, pointing at you and saying, look, you're doing something wrong. That resistance is an opportunity for you to open a window on your soul, a window on yourself, and to see what exists that's actually stopping you. So our emotions and our feelings are there to give us a message, not to judge us at all, but to help us remove any blocks that are stopping us from getting all of those wonderful things that we want, and from being the absolutely awesome people that we already are. But to allow that energy to flow, we need to unblock some of the blockages that we have built up through the way we think. And some of the way we think has come from childhood learnings, experiences, etc. And as I track back, some of that has come from situations in my past where maybe I'd asked for something, and this is real for me, where I'd asked for something when I was growing up and I didn't get it. But my sister, on the other hand, went a couple of minutes later and asked for something else and got that. And I could never understand as a child why there was that difference. But that built a way of thinking about abundance in my own head. And that then, as I've grown, has allowed me to see things differently and to believe some untruths about abundance and about my own ability to be successful and to be abundant. So there's always something to learn. And as you learn more, then you will have a great time, and then you will come up against something else that you need to learn and something else that you need to remove out of your life so that you can grow and, bring your gifts to the world the way that you bring them so that other people can benefit. So I'm really grateful for having seen that movie, and I'm going to make sure that I do go and share it on. But more so, what I've learned about myself and what I've learned about how I can remove blocks by acknowledging the emotional feelings that I'm getting, that resistance, learning what it says, and then being able to see how I can do something about it to change my life and improve things for me. So I hope that my sharing that little nugget about my own time this morning has been helpful. If it has, do let me know how. Leave a comment. And if this has been useful for you, I would appreciate that if you would share it on to other people and help them learn and grow too. So what are you thankful for this week? What's been happening in your life that's been a blessing that you can share with other people so that they can share in your blessing as well. Dimple says, hi Sandra, good to hear you good to hear this message today. Thank you. You're very welcome. And your hair looks fab. Thank you, Dimple. We need to meet up, send me some dates and let's get together. It would be lovely to catch up with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And share your gratitude list as well, and any aha moments that you've had this week. And again, I'd greatly appreciate you sharing this on, so thank you. And I'm going to sign off now, but I'm going to wish you a wonderful weekend and all love and light and every good thing in your life. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to catching up with you again at the start of next week. So take care. Have a great weekend. Bless you. Love you lots. And love and light. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll catch up again soon. Bye.